Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Shangri-La Frontier episode 48, in which, if I read the ending of the previous episode correctly, we will see a bit of a flashback to when Kay fought against Sylvia for the first time and presumably lost. So it's gonna be interesting to see, but I certainly hope it doesn't take a whole entire episode, right? Because right now, this whole whatchamacallit, this whole esports arc, esports tournament is already taking us away from the main plotline, and now if we were to delve deep into this flashback, then that would take us like another level away from the main plotline, and I'm not a huge fan of that, right? Like a single level of stepping away, that's perfectly fine as long as it doesn't overstay its welcome, right? Like happened in Helk. But any deeper than that, like flashbacks within flashbacks, that's not a huge fan. And you can see my cat. Where are you going? Down. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What happened in the previous episode? Well, first of all, Sanaraku fought against what's her name? Megu. Yeah, he fought against Megu, and of course won, because we wouldn't have it any other way. But it certainly was an interesting fight, right? And well, I don't want to say that Sanaraku had super huge difficulty winning, but he didn't get that win for free either. Not completely for free. He did get it for cheap, but not for free. Of course, he won, and Megu is a little bit bitter about it, but also knows that hey, he's kind of good after all. She then wasn't able to fight Pencil Gun, Towa rather, because Towa was playing against Sanraku, and she won against Sanraku. Because of her incredibly underhanded tactics, she just dropped an entire building like a Jenga game, and well, who could have possibly predicted that, of course? And then, right, an important observation that Megu made was that Sanraku's playstyle is very similar to Sylvia's, where you can't really predict what he's gonna do, right? He's very erratic, you think he's going forward, but then he suddenly jogs to the side. You think he fell for your trap, but turns out that you fell for his trap, right? All sorts of shenanigans like that, you can't really predict him. And Kay gets the very good idea, actually, of training against Sanraku, because he can't exactly train against Sylvia, but a match against Sanraku would be very close to a match against Sylvia, so might as well. Before that happens, there's a bit of a rom-com moment of Megu blushing at Kei and Kei being completely unaware of it. Not Sanraku and Towa, though. They were fully aware of what's going on, and they're not huge fans of it. Of the denseness, at least. Then Sanraku did fight against Kei, and turns out that despite Kei picking a character that should by all means be a direct counter to the character that Sylvia usually plays, turns out that Sanraku was able to just kind of bypass it and just kick his shit in. Now, granted, Kei was taken out of surprise, because he was like, okay, yeah, I got the idea, right? I know what's going on, so let's chill out for a moment, let's talk about what happened, and then he just got punched in the face by Sanraku and lost. A loss is a loss, though, and he can't argue against it. It was his own fault of not paying attention. And that's where the episode ended. Well, mostly. We got a bit of Kay reminiscing about the first time he faced against Sylvia, about how she was the brand new player. Well, not the brand new player, but brand new player on the scene, right, of the fighting game tournaments, and she very quickly rose to very high places, and he lost to her along the way, and right now we will probably see how exactly that happened. I don't know how much time they're gonna wanna spend on it. Hopefully not too much, because we are kinda running out of episodes, right? And there's the whole thing with the underwater upside down city, right? And Ktarnid of the Abyss. That's something that ideally should take like at least 2-3 episodes. So yeah, unless they do a seasonal cliffhanger and they end the season right before the fight with Ktarnid, and they're gonna announce season 3 soon, then I guess I would be willing to excuse them for this travesty. But hopefully that doesn't happen and we get a whole nice, well-rounded season. Well, we'll see what's gonna happen one way or another though. But to do that, you're gonna need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 48 of Shangri-La Frontier in 3, 2, 1, go. Starting with the OP yet again. I love the chorus in the background. Easily the best part of this song. And this bit, together with the visuals, it really works super well. Still has the chorus, of course. And what's the deal with this flying whale? Because that's not Ktarnid. Yeah, flashback to 3 years ago. The previous game. The thingamajigs on the sides of those chairs, I think, are done in CG. Interesting. I think her strength might be the same as Sanraku's. She doesn't treat it all that seriously, and ultimately she's just trying to have fun, right? That's the vibe I'm getting here from this exchange, at least a little bit. Right? That Kay here was obsessing over her playstyle and whatnot, and like drank some stimulants right before the match, and she just came here from her hotel to play a fun game. I could be mistaken, of course. Yeah. Exactly like Sanraku dodged his blast by sliding underneath. Yep. She found her character, I think. One that she genuinely enjoys playing. Because it's fun to be zooming around. And she goes all into that fun. She goes all into zooming around. Just a single round? Not a best of 3 or something? Yeah. She just wants to have fun. He's like, all butthurt about it, all like, you are my nemesis now, Sylvia. uh, and she's like, hey, fun game, I had fun, kinda good. Hmm. So she's gifted in some way. Okay. Yeah. A win is a win. And ultimately, you landed on the same character. Ooh, a draw. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, absolutely. Let's just do it for the memes. Do it for the Vine. Not wearing your mask? What if someone recognizes you, Sanraku? Is he gonna run into Sylvia? I have a distinct feeling he's gonna run into Sylvia. Perhaps by that corner? With a toast in her mouth? Ah, no. He's going to the 7-Eleven. And here's Sylvia. Is that Marlboro? That looks like Marlboro packaging. She spoke in perfect English, and the Japanese clerk understood her perfectly. It's not that great of a disguise, my dude. It's really not that great of a disguise. Is her secret caffeine? Is she always playing all doped up on caffeine? And yeah, you guys told me in the comments that Shangri-La is apparently not available outside of Japan. That's why she and her team were not able to play it. It's not that they just chose not to play it for whatever goddamn reason. It's just Shangri-La is region locked, so they couldn't even if they wanted to. Of course. uh, maybe. Perfect English. I'm getting Symphogear Ryoko flashbacks. I mean, her English was much worse. So, not really a comparison. After drinking all that coffee, is she gonna play Shangri-La now? She's gonna play Shangri-La. Abso-fucking-lutely. And there goes their advantage of her team never having played it. Oh, is Sanraku gonna log in as well and they're gonna meet up? No, he's isolated to that like pocket instance, so unlikely. Oh, he's gonna make a new account in Shangri-La, and they're just gonna meet in the starting zone. Ah, damn. Yeah. All that said, a password is not really a biometric authorization. And he's gonna stop playing at like 6 in the morning, isn't he? I know very well the, oh, I'll just play for an hour. Okay, so his usual account. Where Emul? Of course, I mean, they live here. Gotta make it a little bit more homely. Oh, here, Emul. And Sikru and what's his face? Amazing. I love them. Yeah. So, a shark, like yourself. Okay, so he's not gonna meet up with Sylvia then. Lots of different CG fish. Is he gonna meet the whale now? I think that scene from the OP took place at night, didn't it? The whale. 100%. And we know exactly who Sanraku is gonna go after. You can't just tell him that a king rules this zone at night and have him not go seek out that king specifically. Exactly. Yeah, what kind of magic this is? Is it just telekinesis? Is it a power to turn back time? Is it a power to restore previous state? Mm-hmm. Yeah, water and air changed places. And here comes the king. Or maybe not. Oh, is it being currently eaten by the real king? Yeah. It's like a fiery tuna. That's not the whale. I'm gonna assume the oarfish is like the daytime mini boss, and this one is like the nighttime mini boss, kinda, sorta. Yeah, it seems to have electricity, it seems to have crystals, and some sort of rocks on its tail. A combination of all sorts of elements. Oh, it dropped something. Okay, from the down below, it does look like the uh, thing from the opening. And fire, yeah. Atlanticus lepnorca. Probably good farm too. They would certainly design an encounter that requires more players, though. Successfully taunted. grab that drop. You might be able to make some armor out of it. Damn, it's big. Okay, we still have like 4 minutes. I don't think the fight will conclude in that time, but... Why? Gonna try to sick the Orca on one of the generals? You thinking seal the Orca magic? Or just destroy the tower for the lulz? Mm-hmm. I mean, fair. He is a glass cannon. Without much of a cannon, actually. Yeah, basically. Inventoria? Inventoria. No! A dodge! Shit! I mean, he dodged the K in the same exact way in this fighting game. Oh! So maybe Sylvia doesn't actually have that much of an edge over him. He underestimated himself because he thinks of himself in the terms of using his, bargain bin headset. But now he has something much better. A rush, probably. Or a blast. That's some cool impact frames. Dodged? Teleported? Or just dead? I guess we're gonna see in the next episode, eh? Oh, maybe not. Well, Sanraku isn't here, so he didn't respawn. So either he did manage to dodge it, or he just inventoried. So we're not defeating Tarnid in this season, are we? Or maybe? Wait, episode 48, what does it translate to in, like, real numbers? In real numbers, it would translate to 23. And okay, this is 25 episodes. So this is 23, 24. Yeah, we're not defeating Ktarnid. 24 would be finishing things up in the Undercity here. So the next episode. Maybe preparations for the tournament. And then the finale will be the tournament. Because I don't think we're gonna get the tournament in the next episode and then the finale being Ktarnid. That's way too fast. Shangri-La certainly doesn't have, like, this fast of a pacing. No, Ashura Kai doesn't really exist anymore, so... Playing Damsel in Distress. And just stab them. Yeah. I mean, that's just common sense when it comes to PKing, isn't it? True. Why do they all look and behave like NPCs? Is this not Shangri-La? I think it's not Shangri-La. It's the previous game they played, right? I mean, that does give her a high KD ratio, regardless. So, who are you calling a weirdo? You weirdo? Why is it this dark? It's light outside. Alright, let's watch this episode again, shall we? I'm actually not gonna skip the entire OP because I wanna take a look at the... Yeah, that's the flaming orca. I thought it was a whale because I couldn't see the eyes, the teeth, and everything, and it seems much larger in the OP. But yeah, that's the fire electric orca monster. 3 years ago, yeah, fight against Sylvia. I'm really getting... I'm kind of two minds here, because on one hand, Sylvia behaves in that very oblivious, maybe not oblivious, but very I'm playing the game just to have fun kind of way, kind of like Sanraku, right? Like, sure, it's cool that she's winning and whatnot, but she's just having fun playing this game, right? She came here without huge expectations, without cramming case play style, without training a day before or whatever. It's a tournament. We're here to have fun. We're here to play games. Let's just have some fun, right? On one hand, she certainly looks like this kind of a character, but then she has that evil smirk, which tells me that she's like, I know I'm better. I know I can defeat you. Is she treating it seriously, though? Right? I don't know. We're gonna have to see more of her, I think. But she's really giving me Sanraku vibes in the way of not necessarily looking at the meta and crunching numbers and living in an Excel spreadsheet to figure out the most optimal build, but rather just going with whatever is fun. Melios seems like a fun character to play, so she plays Melios. She's not particularly pressed for any sort of meta or anything. She's not like, oh, well, Molten whatever is an attack that I cannot possibly dodge, so I'm not even gonna try. No, she's having fun with what she's given. She's given an agile, swift, speedy character, and she's gonna use it in very unprecedented ways, even. Yeah, she just did it. The way Sanraku dodged underneath his blast. Just like that. Such speed is she even human. Calling it now. She's doping up on caffeine. That's what gives her those reflexes. There it is, Shangri-La. Sylvia plays doped up on caffeine. Yeah. I wonder. Oh. Sanraku stays up late playing Shangri-La. He's not rested, not well rested enough, probably haven't slept right before the tournament. He has to make up for it by doping up on caffeine. He said that drinking so many energy drinks makes him wanna go pee super fast. So how about he goes for something much more dense in caffeine? He gets like a triple shot espresso and goes to fight. And he stands hand in hand with Sylvia because he's just as doped up on caffeine as she is. That's actually a fun theory. That's actually a very fun theory. Sanraku sleeps, well, not sleeps in, plays SL the whole night, plays tournament, also doped up on caffeine. Yeah. I have a feeling that that's what they're setting up here. Like, look how seriously Kay is treating it. And Sylvia's like, hey, I had so much fun. It was such a fun match. Good game. Like, you were great. Right? And he's like, oh, you're my nemesis. I will hate you until your third generation. He's taking it too seriously. She moves like she's got a parry bonus modifier. For a moment, I thought that, hey, maybe some sort of foul play might be here. Maybe she's cheating somehow. Maybe her father owns the corporation that makes these games or something like that. But I would not suspect foul play in Shangri-La. I don't think it's the kind of a show that would go, the kind of a story that would go into the, I don't know, darker parts of like, you know, professional gaming or whatever, where there's cheating and Sanraku has to play PvP against someone who's doing wall hacking and shit like that. I really don't suspect anything like that would happen. So my bet is she's, well, partially she's just this good, partially she's just doped up on caffeine. That's my bet. I couldn't move like she does. If you're fighting my Meteors to a draw, there's no way you'll beat Sylvia. Right. I wonder though. Because Sanraku only has his, like, understanding of how he plays from playing the the usual small little headset that's not that great, and drinking a lot of energy drinks that Sylvia herself called very weak. So I think he might be underestimating himself here. Maybe he's actually on par with Sylvia, if not stronger, provided he gets the same gear and the same amount of caffeine coursing through his veins. That would be my bet. Actually, I'm gonna note it down. Sanraku is on par or better than Sylvia if given the same gear and amount of caffeine. Yeah. Changing her strategy and character every time I saw room for changing strategy and character every time I saw room for improvement. Right, but he pulled a draw once. Probably with the character he's playing now. Yeah, we're gonna find a way. It's as simple as that, right? Let's not fall to despair. Let's not try thinking too hard about it. That's a strong opponent. It's gonna be fun to win against a strong opponent. It's gonna be super fucking funny if they lose against us, just a bunch of misfits, right? So let's fucking do it for the memes. I love it. I love this approach. It's good. Yeah, Katsu wants to fight Sylvia himself. So there's a good chance we'll be facing the bodybuilder trio. Yeah? Okay. I still think we're gonna see Sylvia versus Sanraku showdown. I'm not 100% sure of that, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Energy drink, they only sell domestic brands. I mean, that's the same exact energy drink that you usually get. It's Riot energy, except different. This one's green, and Sanraku usually drinks the black one, I think. Any recognizable brands here? I see some bottles of probably oolong and some square bottles of aloe vera drink, maybe? I don't know. No, like specific brands that I would recognize. I recognize those instant ramens though. Kinda, sorta, just the general look of them. And this is just Marlboro packaging. Like, tell me that's not Marlboro. I always have trouble saying the name of Marlboro. All of our coffee is real coffee. Yeah, black coffee. I like that brand too, but Japan's ones are weak. Yeah, this is our clue that she has much more caffeine in her system than Sanraku does. They've got a lot less caffeine. Yeah. They've got a lot less caffeine. You gotta step up your game, Sanraku. You gotta move to the white powder and shit like that. Strong, real coffee. Maybe he's a gamer or something? I don't know. Maybe he is. And she's gonna try Shangri-La 100%. She was very curious about it, probably, and possibly one of the reasons for her coming to Japan was to try Shangri-La. I actually wonder how that works. Sanraku mentions that it takes your like biometrics, or the narrator rather mentions it. Yeah, it uses biometrics and passwords to manage accounts. You cannot create sub accounts, but you can easily access your game from other devices. I mean, that's true for literally every single online game. Your account is not stored locally, it's always stored on the servers. So, I mean, maybe it's for, the people who don't know that. I guess that would make sense, right? I can't assume that only people familiar with how online games work watch Shangri-La. So, yeah, that's fine. Logging in from a new device, biometric confirmation is required. Yeah. What I was about to say is I wonder how it works, how accounts in Shangri-La work across different countries, right? Like, say Sanraku goes for a vacation to Germany, and he wants to play Shangri-La there. Would he be able to log into his account if Shangri-La is geo-locked, region-locked to Japan? Right? Like, what decides here, the place of installation or the place where you make your account? Because if the place where you make your account matters, then perhaps while she's in Japan, Sylvia would be able to make an account and continue playing the game even back in the US. Maybe. Sylvia continues to play Shangri-La even back home. Yeah. Yeah, just a little. Just an hour of playing Shangri-La. Oh, well, there's a boss. Well, I mean, I can't log out until I finish this boss. Yeah. I'm here for, just a in and out 5-minute adventure. Oh, would you look at that? The NPC gave me a quest for the King of the Night. And the King of the Night seems like a very strong boss. I guess I can play a 5 minutes longer. Just until I beat him. It shouldn't take that long. I'm gonna get. I'm still gonna get like a solid 6 hours of sleep, right? It's no biggie. Oh, how much I know it. Yeah, they wouldn't design an area that players couldn't beat. They would absolutely design an encounter that requires more players to beat, though. But Sanraku has faced at least a couple bosses already that certainly did require more players to beat, and he just soloed them. So, not a huge difference here, I don't think. Doing some experimentation. I'm gonna assume the barrier around the city is gonna come into play somehow. Like, he noticed that fish get confused at the border, so maybe he could also use that border to confuse the orca somehow. Although it did manage to swim from the outside in without being confused much, so maybe bosses are not affected by it. I don't know. And that's actually a good plan. Use this huge, big ass monster chasing you as a ram, essentially, to destroy one of the towers that you probably will have to destroy to face the final boss. Lots of destructive power, yep. And dodged it pretty much exactly the way he dodged, Case, Blast in the fighting game, wasn't it? Right? Didn't even have time to activate the inventory. I thought I was done for. The cutting edge professional VR chair really makes a difference. Yeah, higher reaction speeds and whatnot. This is what clued me into Sanraku probably underestimating himself and with the right gear and the right amount of caffeine, perhaps being perfectly on par with Sylvia, if not better. New attack, and of course we get a beautiful show of a whole bunch of impact frames. They love their impact frames in this show, don't they? Like, here we have another bunch of impact frames, and then it hits, and we get more impact frames. It's just impact frames upon impact frames, and I couldn't be happier for it. Sanraku-san, yeah, he probably is not dead, because if he was, then he would respawn in the last save location, so here. And since he didn't, because if he did, then Emil surely would have noticed him, he either inventoried or dodged even that attack. Style of a professional giant killer. Yeah, this is not Shangri-La, right? This is the previous game they were playing. I mean, the death effects are very Shangri-La-like. So is her gear, kinda. Yeah, but I don't think this is Shafla. I mean, they do mention Ashura Kai, so it probably is Shafla. Yeah, I really thought it's a different game because the player characters are moving much more stiffly, right? Almost like NPCs. They don't have particularly cool gear. This whole entire animation here is again very right, very game-like, and Shangri-La isn't actually known for that. So I thought it might be the previous game they played, and this is kind of a way to showcase the differences in a way between how good Shangri-La is and how comparatively bad the previous game were, right? Like, look at the animations of the dude on the left, right? It's basically... It's not feeling like Shangri-La. But apparently it is, so what do I know? And this, like, huge bomb doesn't seem like much of a Shangri-La style either. But maybe it is. Again, what do I know? Self-destruction. I mean, if you self-destruct and you take 2 enemy players with you, that's still positive KD ratio. So, hey, a win is a win, no matter how you achieve it, right? And that would be it. That would be episode 48 of Shangri-La Frontier. And it was fun. Not super much of huge importance happened, right? We are still ahead of the Tarnid fight. We are still ahead of the tournament and all of that. But I think this episode very sets everything up really, really well. It sets up Sylvia. It really well sets up her play style, her character. What can we possibly expect of her? What might be her secret, possibly? What might her encounter and fight duel with Sanraku look like, right? We get a lot of things that we can imagine now from just this little bit of an episode, right? So that's really cool. We get a lot to think about in general. That maybe this new gear and coffee might make Sanraku completely invincible. That maybe whatchamacallit? That in general it gives us a lot that we can speculate about. Like, you could see how much I wrote in my notebook without having written much during the few previous episodes, because now I'm really curious: is it gonna turn out that caffeine is actually the secret sauce here? Is Sanraku gonna gonna have to play in the tournament sleep deprived, and he's gonna get doped up on caffeine because of that. Is he gonna actually defeat one of the generals and by destroying the tower with that other mini boss, right? What exactly is gonna happen and what kind of consequences it's gonna have for the further story? This episode works really, really well for that. It sets up a metric ton of stuff that really lends itself well to plenty of theory crafting. I'm looking for a third season possibly, but no such thing is listed on AniList, at least not yet. I don't think anybody mentions anything on the AniList forums either. No, I don't want to write a new thread. I wanna check the threads. No, not activity. There it is. Discussion. Yeah, just discussion threads. Nobody says anything about season 3, so presumably not officially announced yet. But I really don't think we're finishing everything in just those remaining 2 episodes. Are we? We could finish the tournament in the next episode if we really step on the gas pedal a lot. But finishing up with Ktarnit in the finale, that's not happening. Not whatsoever. I really think the finale is going to be the tournament, and then the finale of the Ktarnit arc is going to be in the next season. I really think that's how it's going to go, which means that they should announce season 3 soon. Like, really freaking soon. Because otherwise I'm gonna be worried that we might be left on a cliffhanger like that, and I hope we are not. But from what I know, Shangri-La is doing pretty well domestically and pretty well worldwide, so chances are another season is coming. And, I mean, I'm gonna be watching. What else can I say? I love this show, and I can't wait for new openings because they are also always bangers. So, yeah, hoping for more, certainly. Maybe a movie. Oh, they could finish the Ktarnit arc in a movie. That could actually be the way they go about it. Huh. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see where everything goes here and how it goes in the future. But right now, I'd say that's gonna be it from me for today, but maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. If so, say so in the comments down below. No spoilers, please. They can go to my Discord if you'd like. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Shangri-La but plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when those videos go up and when I go live, because I stream sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing to do so, and it helps the channel an awful lot. And with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, The Rainer, Dr. Watt, Akamancer, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to fight an orca.